be the landlord. Crown Properties Incorporated.
What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, hosting your number one sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. FanView, where real fans talk about real sports. Join me, Bank Boy Recite, your people's man Pete, and Madman the Big Fan as we talk about all the latest sports topics going down here around the country. Again, FanView, where real fans talk about real sports.
Yeah. Turn down for what? Yeah. Turn down for what?
Welcome, Nola. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Come on, man. Why replay it, man? What's up?
Welcome back.
What's up with that, man?
Because I do what I want to do and how I want to do it.
Oh,
Excuse me, my black African brother. Turn
Yeah.
down for what?
You have been excused. And don't misappropriate yourself anymore.
Oh, excuse me.
Stay in your lane, homeboy.
Oh,
You
you
listen
listen
to FanView on the New Orleans Talk Network, where real fans talk about real sports. I am your host, Bank Boy Sight. What's up, fellas?
It's your boy Fred.
what's your man P here, peoples? Yes, we are.
We got it popping in a major way. Let me kill the music a little bit. Because,
Please
ladies
do,
and
please
gentlemen,
do,
cats
please
and
do.
dogs, who that's and who ain't, it is official. Football season is back in full swing.
Preseason
Can-
Sunday.
Can you get it? Can I get a thank you, Lord? Amen. Thank you, Jesus.
You got weeks of football from here to December.
Finally.
Say, man, let me just do a round of applause for the football fans, everybody who's been waiting patiently throughout the summer, throughout the agony of watching the Cleveland Cavaliers win the NBA Finals, but we was all blessed with a 7-game NBA Finals. Now football is in full effect. You got training camps all over the country, all 32 teams.
It's on, hey man,
It's
look,
on
and
and
popping.
popping.
You know what I'm
It's-
saying?
People
it's-
getting paid too.
all getting
paid.
People getting paid. So we're gonna get this show on the road like we're supposed to. But before we do that, want to take the time out to thank all the men and women of all 5 of the military branches for serving our country, the greatest country in the world, the United States of America. I want to thank you, those who serve past, those who are serving now, and those who will serve in the future. Thank you very much. Thank you from the top, middle, and bottom of my heart. Fellas, do y'all have anything to tell those men and women out there?
Well, I appreciate you for everything you do. You know, for every y'all give us the liberty to do this show.
Thank you, thank you.
You already
boy
know
Fred.
I'm coming on. Shouts out to everybody. I mean, you know, it is what it is. I mean, it takes a certain type of person to actually, you know,
Be a part of the military branch.
right. You know, I couldn't do it,
military.
so you know, I'm gonna just say it like that and keep it rolling. On football.
Nah, say, man, we got a great show planned for y'all today. We got some interesting topics to talk about. Typically on FanView, we like to talk about topics that are a little bit different, but I think we're gonna fall in line with everybody else and really talk about the sports that's ahead of us and talk about the players involved with those sports in a traditional manner. So with today's topics, we got the contracts with Russell Westbrook and Tyrann Matthews on the board. And in the second hour, we'll be talking New Orleans Saints football. And feel free to call in 504-341-8255. Once again, that number is 504-341-8255. You can also hit us up on social media. That will be New Orleans Talk Network on Facebook, at NO Talk Net on Twitter and Instagram. No underscore involved with the Twitter and Instagram. So that's New Orleans Talk Network on Facebook. That's our fan page. While you're there, please like. And if you're hitting us up on Twitter, it's NO Talk Net at NO Talk Net on Twitter. And please follow us on Twitter. You can also tune in live to the show. We stream the shows live, all shows on the New Orleans Talk Network. Hit us up on YouTube, the New Orleans Talk Network channel on YouTube. There you will find an archive of all our shows. And if you click on the one with the red box that says live, you can watch FanView live. You can even interact with us on the website, NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. You can hit us up there. You can interact with us with the live chat on New Orleans Talk Network. And again, 504-341-8255 is the number to get involved. So we have multiple ways for you all to get engaged with the conversation, and we'll be looking forward to hearing from those who want to chime in. But as I said before, we will be talking about the contracts that has just been issued for the two brothers, Tyrann Mathieu and Russell Wilson, and we'll be talking local
Russell Westbrook.
I'm sorry, and we'll be talking local football with the New Orleans Saints. So feel free to call in, and if you want to tell us about your team, that's what FanView is all about. Where real fans talk about real sports. We are not a sports talk show. We are a talk show about sports. So that's being said.
So let's
What's
talk
up,
some
fellas?
so
How y'all doing, bro?
We're doing good. You know, we're doing well. Let's talk some sports.
Oh, Dave, man.
Let's talk about which one we want to talk about. But let's talk football. Let's talk about Mr. Tyrann Mathieu. Brother got paid. Got money.
Shouts out to Tyrann Mathieu, man.
5 years, $60 million.
With a little scary stuff. Good. Keep him right over there in Arizona, right where he at. Don't even bring him nowhere around here.
$40
You
million
understand?
money is guaranteed. 40. That's 2/3 of the contract. Guaranteed.
As we all know by now, Tyrann Mathieu, a.k.a. Honey Badger, played for LSU, was kicked off of the football team for failing the drug test, marijuana to be specific, and he's from the city of New Orleans, right here from the city of New Orleans. So I think a lot of people are proud of Tyrann, and
You gotta be.
all of his accomplishments that
gotta
he's
be.
overcome. Some people, Tyrann had rubs a lot of people the wrong way with some of the comments he made about the violence in New Orleans and how he felt when he came home to New Orleans. You like to hear it when it lives up like this. Tyrann said that he's afraid when he comes home, and he is afraid for the people in his city due to the violence and the onslaught of black on black crime and city under siege right now. Tyrann has some choice lawyers for the city of New Orleans, and we discussed that a couple of weeks back. I just thought it was bad for him saying that it was bad for the tourism industry because people value his opinion now that he is a public figure, and just to come out and make those type of statements. I mean, he was literally 1 foot out of the NBA. We all knew he was going to the NFL when he was playing at LSU, but he was 1 foot out the door, and this city got behind him, supported him, prayed for him, told him, keep your head up. I don't think there was a person in the city when they heard about the news of Tyrann Mathieu being kicked off the Honey Badger, who took the country by storm, being kicked off the team. The city really rallied around Tyrann Mathieu. For those who out there listening throughout the masses, throughout the country, we rallied around this young man. We really, prayed for him and wished him the best. And no matter what the outcome was going to be, this city and Tyrann, this city will always be home to Tyrann Mathieu because of his situation in LSU, and everyone knew that he was a talent, and everybody felt like, man, look, this will always be your home, no matter what. You always free to come back home, man.
Now he's a paid talent.
He paid.
Stay around here, boy.
He made those comments he made before he got paid, of course, but those comments really rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
Well, one of his comments was him being active and him being involved and him being influenced. Now that you received a large contract, now you can, during your off season, you could be more involved. Maybe, a lot of times with players, because he was on a rookie contract, getting paid maybe $300,000 or $400,000 a season. Now I'm about to be bumped up to about $12 million annually. Hey, start a Tyrann Mathieu camp in New Orleans now. Prior to the contract, he probably wasn't able to afford those things. Now, since you made those comments, now we want to see if you can step up to the plate in each and every offseason, do something for the community that you say you left behind. There's no excuse now. You got the contract. you've been paid. And that's just what, I think what he said, was kind of premature to, him being, but he's paid now. He's not just your, how I want to put it in words, he's he's paid like a superstar now.
He is paid. He's the top paid safety in the league.
He's a superstar.
He's a superstar now. He's officially a superstar in the NFL.
Yes.
Tyron hasn't really played a full season since he's gotten in the NFL. Am I correct?
Correct. He's the first 2 years he played 13 games, and last year he played 14 games.
So with that being said, let's start comparing. Since Tyron is a superstar in the NFL now, let's start comparing him to the top safeties in the league.
Well,
shall we?
Yeah. You have, I think, and again, let's see if we can all, we can all disagree. To me, he's compensated, as the best safety in the league. To me, he's not. To me, he's third. I think Earl Thomas for Seattle, holds, as far as free safeties go, holds that crown, holds that title. I think he can do more than just impact the play by maybe, deflecting the football. He can tackle. He roams the field. He calls the commands on the field. To me, he's your best all-around game changer safety, free safety in the NFL. This second, I would probably put Malcolm Jenkins. I think he's been playing the position now for a while. Learned a few different systems, in his game has elevated each year, not just from being in the war, but not being a Philadelphia Eagle. Then I would have to put him. He's an X factor. For whatever reason, his stats don't replicate it, completely, but he has a certain fuel to his defense. He impacts. He gives that defense a certain swag about them that they don't have. He brings a certain intensity and certain tenacity about his game that elevates everybody on the field. You can see where the defense kind of drops off when he's not playing. When he's playing, they play at a high level. When they're not playing, they're playing average. Patrick Peterson doesn't, he's not that guy who brings it out, everybody out there on the field. It's Tyrann Mathieu. So it's he's compensated accordingly. He's the youngest one in the bunch. He's only been in the league 3 years. He's 24 years old. And he's been compensating well. To me, his contract still comes with a lot of risk, though. So as far as safety, as far as the free safety position, he is, the third best guy. Then you're probably looking at, Devin McCourty out of, New England, a guy who's been doing it for a while now, as far as the free safety, first making impacts and plays on the field. You can look at him, and you can also probably look at the guy in Minnesota, Harrison Smith. A guy who probably fell off due to cancer was probably Eric Berry out of Kansas City. But Tyrann Mathieu is, as far as he's the youngest one in the bunch. And he's probably made the most impact for his team as far as bringing a certain intensity to them. So you got to give him credit, every credit. But I think his contract comes with a lot of risk.
Like I said, I don't disagree with you, but at the end of the day, those guys had to be taught and all those guys you mentioned had to be taught and coached up to this level, to that level, to where at that point they got scans on the wall and they know certain coverages and certain defenses and that's that knowledge of the game to them.
Mm-hmm.
But there are certain things that you just can't coach, and you don't need. And you don't need to have with experience. And Tyrann Mathieu has that in spades. You can't coach making a play on the ball. He's always around the ball, making a play on the ball. You don't need experience for that.
Well,
and with that being said, that's why he's in the talk with those guys.
Well, again, he makes plays. I don't want to take nothing from the man.
And
makes plays.
He makes plays.
Makes plays.
He makes. Now, like we were talking earlier, if he could stay healthy, I mean, he's gonna surpass them by leaps and bounds just because he has that factor of making a play on the ball.
Well,
I mean, just
and that's where I think one of the risks comes in. I don't see a guy who plays the way he plays, in because of the size that he is, that can play a 16-game season. We talking about a guy who's 5'9", 185 pounds. I mean,
he's definitely gonna need to bulk up to at least 2.
I don't see
At
how a
least
guy like
190,
that, you know,
195,
you know,
2.
who can, you know,
I mean, you could bulk up. I mean, you could always bulk up a little bit. I mean, he 180, would you say 185? Man, gain 10 more pounds, you 195, and at least at that point, you have a little more weight on you.
Yeah, but would that 10 pounds allow him to be the player that he is?
Exactly.
That 10 pounds makes a difference. It just, you know, we mentioned 10 pounds, like, 10 pounds, and then 10 pounds ain't enough for me to gain. I'm not a professional athlete. in any sport, that those pounds matter. That's like boxing. You know, a weight class makes a difference. You know, what's the difference between 140 and 145? Them 5 pounds are muscle. That's the difference. Same thing with him. If he adds 10 pounds to himself, is he able to move laterally in the way he likes to move?
Yeah, gain 5 pounds. At least it's muscle.
Yeah, but that muscle, does it still allow him to play? It will allow him to make tackles and be more physical, but it doesn't allow him to still move the way he needs to move.
Yes,
because he's not a fast guy. He plays with instincts.
Yes, and that's why you can't coach that. You can't. I mean, it's something you have. So it doesn't.
He don't have speed. He has instincts.
Exactly. I mean, so.
But if he adds pounds, he lose speed.
He doesn't have speed now. So what does it matter? You count on your instincts, and you can't coach instincts. The dude has it. I mean, you got it. You got it. So if you gain that 5 or 7 pounds, you even got to gain a whole 10. This gain of muscle, at least you got a little weight on you. And by you already playing with your instincts, you can't. I mean, you can't coach that. You just can't coach catching the ball. I'm sorry. I mean, it is what it is. And he's gonna surpass them boys by leaps and bounds. If he's staying in the league another 7 more years, he's probably gonna be being in the Hall of Fame.
Well, the opportunity is there.
Exactly.
The opportunity
is definitely there. For these guys, I don't think that talk is there for them.
Well, y'all interested in knowing who John Madden game? EA Sports John Madden game has ranked as the top safeties in the league.
Who?
And it's interesting right here. We got on the cover of it, I don't think it'll be on the cover of the game, but on the cover of this little Madden website, EA Sports has Kenny Vaccaro and Jarius Byrd as the best tandem in the league. I disagree with that.
Totally.
My goodness.
I don't know where they got that from.
Jarius Byrd is ranked 96 overall on the game. Earl Thomas is ranked 95 overall on the game. Devin McCourty.
Devin
McCourty, I'm sorry.
Out of Patriots.
Patriots are ranked 94 overall. And Eric Whittle is ranked 94.
Eric who?
You have Charles Woodson. That's a typo. But he was ranked 86.
Right. Eric who?
Eric Whittle.
Oh yeah, out of the Chargers, which I think his players fell. But yeah, from San Diego. Gotcha.
So this is my thing. Tyrann Mathieu, I think the Arizona Cardinals. Tyrann doesn't. He reminds me, but he doesn't hit like this player. But he reminds me of this type of player that can just get to the ball and make a play, and that was Bob Sanders.
Exactly.
Do we remember Bob Sanders?
Yeah.
For the coach.
He just don't hit like Bob.
He don't hit like Bob.
And he could catch better.
But size wise, yes. Size wise, play wise, yes.
Play wise,
they make the same kind of impact.
Those two guys made the same type of impact. I just don't see Tyrann at that position unless he's injury free, lasting long.
I mean, that's for anybody in the league, though.
But
I mean,
look at Bob
he just happened to be a little bit more fragile than everybody else.
Well, no, look at Bob Sanders. The the couple of seasons that he was in Indianapolis, he was an impact player. Then the injuries caught up to him. He was about 5'9". He had a little more weight than Tyrann.
I mean,
But
he
not
was
much.
older. But he was older then. I mean,
Nah.
so
No, he was young.
Nah, he was young. I don't think Bob made it to a second contract.
No, he didn't. Bob Sanders was a young player, impact player. But he played. He was more of a strong.
he
safety.
played like 4 years with the Colts, right?
Yeah,
Okay, then he played with somebody else too. I forgot on, but he didn't play along with that other team.
played with the Chargers, but it was like a season.
Yeah,
But
because
he was like
he was hurt.
But he was hurt. He started getting hurt with the Colts. He was a young player, but the couple of seasons he was impactful. Oh my God!
Yeah, but see, the thing is, Bob Sanders, he would tap you a lot. The thing with Tyrann Mathieu, he has the ability to actually catch the pick.
Yeah, but he still has to tackle. He still has to. He's
Understandable.
a safety. He still has to go out there and when the
Understand-
linebackers miss, he got to go
He got to go up there and get it.
right. He don't play corner.
Understandable. I get it. Okay, but if a team is throwing the ball
So does that make him the highest player in the league because he could catch the ball?
on defense, yes. On defense, yes.
Or the highest paid safety.
Okay.
Because I need
let me say
somebody
this then. Let me say this.
to get
Let
me
say
the
this,
offense the
Patrick.
ball
Let
back.
me just say this. Let me just say this. Before Jarius Byrd came to New Orleans, he had like 20 interceptions.
Correct.
He, in the 5 years he played in Buffalo, he had like 20 interceptions, 24 interceptions or something like that.
He at least double what Tyrann did as far
And
as picks.
he came here kind of banged up though.
Okay. He came though. He ain't kind of. He came here banged up.
Yeah,
he wasn't kind of.
He still haven't gotten the full year out of Jarius
Byrd.
Byrd.
this year he said he's
It's his
fully
third
healthy.
season.
So
It's his third season. Well, last year he said he was healthy.
well, he said he was dealing with some nagging injuries.
Me personally, and I'm congratulations to Tyrann Mathieu for his and congratulations to his marketing team and congratulations to his agent.
That's need to be congratulated.
All
right
those
there.
folks did a real good job at branding this young man in the NFL and seeing his career get to another level and making history in his young career. So I am so proud to see this young man make the leaps and bounds he made, but we talking sports.
Right.
Nowhere in the hell I would have gave Tyrann that kind of money.
Me neither.
No
it
way
comes with a lot of
in hell I
risk.
would have gave Mr. Matthews
A lot
that
of risk.
kind of money. You're not about to tie up my roster in the next 2-3 years because I'm gonna be looking to deal you.
Well, let's go back and reference the Jarius Byrd contract. Jarius Byrd had 22 interceptions in the 5 seasons he played in Buffalo. 22. Tyrann Mathieu has 8 interceptions in 3 seasons.
He'll never catch 22.
He'll never catch 22.
He'll never catch 22 in 2 years.
Well, he'll never catch. In essence, he'll never catch
12 more in 2
14
years.
or 14 more.
14 more in 2 years.
Man, this dude played for Buffalo and another sad division.
Yeah, but the picks you can't excuse him.
Man, of course, but you got garbage quarterbacks.
You got Brady.
You got Brady was one of them, man, but that's about it.
Yeah, but he still got to play other teams.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, you playing Buffalo. I mean,
Okay, let's
I don't
let's
think
look at his division. Who the Rams quarterback is? Nobody.
throwing picks.
Exactly.
That's why.
Okay, so who the Rams? Would you say he's playing against garbage quarterback? Let's look at the Rams quarterback. They don't have one. Look at the 49ers quarterback. They don't have one. The only team that has a quarterback in his division is his quarterback in Russell Wilson. But I'm with Sight on this one. I agree with paying him because of his youth, but to me that position, because he can be hurt. He's an impact player, and he could get turnovers. But to me, the risk is
$12 million a year for safety. Nah. I mean, he has to have Jarius Byrd type numbers. And Jarius Byrd didn't get that kind of money his second contract. And he could have been 100% healthy coming into but we also know these TV deals. I think Arizona looked at the next 3 years and say, look, in the next 3 years, we'll have TV deals, the salary cap
Cap is going up.
change.
The cap
You know,
increases.
this guy is locked in. We don't
Cap
have to
increases.
worry about him not being unhappy. He just has to stay healthy, and I think he's going to play his part.
Right.
You know, but with that being said, I think they probably could have got him for $10 million a year,
Well, yeah.
or maybe 8. I think he would have been happy with that. I don't know.
Well, I think they would.
I don't think his play described his pay.
What I will say is this. I think when you're forecasting that the cap is going to increase, the issue that you're having is next year he's an unrestricted free agent. And because the cap increases, somebody could outbid them. If that makes sense, somebody could say, you know, I'm going to pay him $15 million, at least for the next 3 seasons. You see what I'm saying? And kind of how like when Namdi Optionwide was in Oakland, he got like that $15 million out of there for 3 years. Somebody could potentially outbid them. So right now, they're the first team in line to start the negotiation. So you may overpay. You may make him the top free safety in the league, but it's better to lock him up than to him go test the market. You know, because you don't know what you're gonna have coming up next offseason.
Hobbs, call right back, bro. I hung up on Hobbs. We just 504-341-8255 is the number to get involved. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. You know, we're gonna finish this conversation. And we're gonna talk about right back.
We're gonna talk about Westbrook.
Hobbs, call right back. I made a mistake. I am the producer, Bang Bar side of the show, and I don't know what I'm doing. So Hobbs, call right back, man, and we'll get you on the air. You're listening to Fan View on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Turn down for what? Yeah. Turn down for what?
Nobody gives you better conversation about your quality of life.
Let everyone know you listen to
The New Orleans Talk Network.
This is free on the New Orleans Talk Network. We want you guys to check out our new webpage, NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. You can check out all our shows on there. We definitely want you guys to check out FanView. So check out all our shows on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Are you looking for an alternative to conservative? Real Brother Radio is now on New Orleans Talk Network every day, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network. We provide the topics, you provide the conversation.
This is Captain Black. This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show, The Hostages That Fight Back, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central. We are all hostages to something. But it's up to us to find the courage to fight back and make the change. So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
Are you a member of Bedside Baptist? Well, now you can join Bethesda House of Prayer every Sunday for our live broadcast. It starts at approximately 9:45 every Sunday morning. Just go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com and click play. We can't wait for you to join us from your home. And don't forget, if you want to join us live and in person, service starts for 9 a.m. and we are located at 7601 West Lake Expressway, Marrero, Louisiana, 70072, Suite C.
There are moments in life when we hesitate. Buying a home shouldn't be one. Markets are changing and interest rates are still low. Now is the time to make your move. At Rock Steady Realty, we are determined to find a home for you. We know the area, provide personal attention, and more convenience. For all your residential and commercial needs, contact Willie Jones at Rock Steady Realty at 504-460-3819. Discover the Rock Steady difference.
This is the Reverend D. Dunn
and Charles Stewart.
We will be coming to you live every Monday, 11 to 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network, hosting a new show, A Church Without Walls. The church is us, and the church is you. We are church with no boundaries. Stay as long as you want, leave when you want. Remember, every Monday, 11 to 12 noon, tune into a church with no walls.
Don't you dare miss it.
Yeah. Turn down for what? Yeah. Turn down for what? Yeah.
Hey, people to the Warren Talk Network. This is your show, Fan View, where real fans talk about real sports. Give us a call, 504-341-8255. Again, the number is 504-341-8255 to join the discussion with us. Is Tyrann Mathieu contract with the Arizona Corners worth it, or does it come with a lot of risk? In addition to that, we're going to kind of get into the next guy who received got paid. That's how I'm going to call it. He got paid. Russell Westbrook, the point guard for the Oklahoma City Thunder, received a contract extension today. 3 years, $85 million. Russell Westbrook now is the third highest paid player in the NBA now, behind Michael Conley, who averages about $30 million a season, and James Harden, who received an extension a couple of months back, now averages about 29. He's about $28 million a season. So he's now the third highest paid player in the NBA. Congratulations to Russell Westbrook, and congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder for making this guy their guy. Not taking chances, after Kevin Durant decides to leave it as a free agent, not receiving any compensation. They did what was necessary that we talked about on the show. Do you re-sign Russell Westbrook? The reports were saying that this guy was not signing an extension. He was going to become a free agent. But thanks to, Scott Presti for getting that deal done, making sure Russell Westbrook is the franchise guy for that organization. And now they can continue to build around Russell Westbrook. And that, you could kind of forecast that team with him on it is potentially at least an 8th or 7th seed in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I think they are another listen, this is a contract worth paying in my eyes.
Correct.
Because at the end of the day, he is a superstar. This guy has put up the numbers. He's
an MVP candidate.
Top 5 player in the
league.
NBA. Look, I mean,
he's an MVP candidate.
I think Russell Westbrook really knocked it out the park by not signing for more than 3 years with this team, because at the end of the day, he could always opt out of this contract and be like, look, man, I'm trying to go somewhere else. I ain't feeling this OKC thing, but he giving him a chance. I think he may have. I don't think it was a discount involved because it's just 3 years.
Right.
And with the new deal that they made with the TV deal and stuff like that. So, I think he being well compensated for his talents. Look, the guy averaged 25 points throughout the season. 23 points throughout the season and 25 in the postseason. So there's clear evidence he stepped his game up.
Well, like I said, the guy's an MVP candidate. You can't take nothing from Russell Westbrook and what he did and what he's accomplished as a player. And again, a season ago, when Steph Curry won the award originally, I think if his team would have made the playoffs and was maybe even potentially a 7 or 6 seed, I think Russell Westbrook wins that award over Steph Curry. And we're talking about a guy now, because when he was nominated for that, candidate for that award, it was him. Durant was out. So this guy's going to be probably the second or third leading guy, especially if his team did what Portland did this year. It's more like a 4th or 5th seed with just him being the guy.
Yeah.
You're going to see that Russell Westbrook is probably going to be your MVP candidate, or if not your league MVP, because that team now officially goes
to Russell Westbrook.
That team goes as far as where he goes. What he's going to bring him. Kind of like he's in the same situation with Damian Lillard now. Portland goes as far as Damian Lillard's going to take them, him and CJ McCullough. I think Russell Westbrook has to find his Robin now, because he's now officially Batman. But it's a contract that's warranted, and congratulations for him for getting paid. And congratulations to the Thunder for making that deal happen.
Well, yeah, you got to give it up to him, because at the end of the day, look, bruh, Russell Westbrook is a superstar in this league. And you have to have a superstar on your team. It's more than just competing. It's selling tickets too.
Right.
You know, it's selling those
Right. You gotta put people in the seats.
Selling those courtside seats, selling those press boxes. It's making the playoffs. It's going to be a tough task for this basketball team to make it to the playoffs in this conference. But at least you still have a glimmer of hope with having a superstar on your team. You know, it's about setting the perception to the fans. But we know better that OKC that run is over. I don't see how you're gonna have the run success you had without the other component on your basketball team. Russell Westbrook is a hell of a player. Sometimes people could consider him to be a little bit out of control, but he does get results. I mean, come on now. The guy averaged in the postseason this year 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists and 7 rebounds. So you gotta say to yourself, this guy is a superstar. But he's going to need another player around him. And who is that player going to be? Who the heck they going to find to come play with this ball hogger?
Well, is it fair enough to say that guy is not on their roster right now?
It's accurate. It's an accurate description to say he's not on their roster right now.
Not on their team now.
And the way, if Russell needs to change the way he dressed, because if he keep dressing the way he dressed, ain't nobody gonna want to come play with him. Man, you dressing a little bit too funny there, bro. I don't want to see him standing next to you right now. You understand?
Right.
You know, I go to LA. You know, I go play with a snitch before I play with somebody that. You follow me? So I mean. But congratulations to it's not a congratulations to Russell Westbrook. He could have got this money anyway. He deserves it. He's been elite player since he's gotten into the NBA. How long he's been in the NBA for? Right, 7 years now.
Yeah.
So you know he's been an elite player since he's been in the NBA. I think he finally found his niche on that team, and I don't know. I think deep down inside, Russell wanted that team for himself.
Yeah, I think he did. And I think that he kind of, I think that's kind of part of one of the reasons why Kevin Durant left for OKC. I mean, left for Golden State, because there was too much of it wasn't like the situation you have in San Antonio where everybody knew this was Tim Duncan team, but Parker and Ginobili knew they were also leaders. If that makes sense?
Right.
They didn't share the team with him, but they were also leaders in their own right. It was kind of a struggle to see who team that was between which one team it is. Kind of like the situation that was in Chicago, upcoming and brewing. Is this Jimmy Butler's team or this is Derrick Rose's team? It's like,
well, I think Russell understood some things about Kevin, and I heard a few things that came out from Kevin's ex-wife saying he's easily manipulated. He doesn't really have a strong mind frame. He's easily influenced. So that's those kind of sayings. She didn't. I'm taking what she said out of content, but at the same time, that's what she was saying.
Right.
You know. So those are not a sign of a leader. So I think Russell Westbrook, after playing with Kevin for the time he played with him, realized that. And Russell wanted that team. He was like, look, bro, I know you're not a leader. I know you're not that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm that guy. But if I think Kevin needed to take a backseat to Russell because Russell led by example. And it just seemed like that with Russell's play. And Kevin was more of a I'm a fit in where I get in type guy.
Right.
And I think that's why he went to Golden State, because he could get in where he fit in. He doesn't have to be the guy.
Draymond could be that leader of that team, and Clay can be that, whatever it is. He just gets in what he fits in at.
And I think a lot of people wanted Kevin Durant to be that guy when Kevin Durant, and come on, Kevin can't come out and say, I don't want to be that guy. He's a superstar.
Correct.
A lot of people look up to him as that guy. And look, you're the leader of that team. You need to take control of Russell Westbrook, when in essence, it was Russell Westbrook, the leader of that team. And Russell Westbrook stepped into that spot and said to himself, Kevin ain't going to do it. I'm not going to come out here and tell y'all Kevin ain't going to do it, but he's not. He's not that guy y'all think he is. And I think by him going to OKC and this deal coming out with Russell Westbrook, because Russell could have went play for any team he wanted to play for.
Yeah, he could have not signed an extension.
He could have took Chris Paul's spot. I think the only spot he can't take in his league is a Damian Lillard or Steph Curry spot. Those the only two guys are in Memphis where they just signed Michael Conley to a huge extension. But anybody, any other point guard position in this league, he could have taken. He could have taken.
Wait, that's 4. Conley
and then Washington.
No. He could take Wall's spot. But I don't think he could take Kyrie's spot.
No, come on. He's not going to take Kyrie's spot, and probably a Jeff Teague in Atlanta. He'll
take Teague's spot.
He's a better player than Teague, but would he take Teague's spot?
Yeah, they'll trade.
They'll trade him.
They'll trade Teague.
Yeah. Teague. All right.
There's about 4 guards in the NBA that you say, you know what?
There's about 4 guards in the NBA you would not trade for Russell
Westbrook. But everybody else, you're gonna trade. You trade him out and get Russell Westbrook in there immediately. And I'm sorry to say this, people, but I'm gonna be flat out honest with you. Well, hold on. There's 3. The Clippers would trade Chris Paul for Russell Westbrook.
I know the Clippers will trade Chris Paul for Russell Westbrook in a drop of a dime.
You're talking about Steph Curry, Damian Lillard, and probably Kyrie Irving.
I wouldn't trade Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook.
That's what I'm saying. Those 3 players you wouldn't trade. He can't take their spots. But everybody else, you trading them. You're getting them out of there. Yeah. But Westbrook? Oh yeah, you're making that deal tomorrow.
It's a no-brainer.
That's a no-brainer.
So I mean, I think Russell. I think the GM understood the situation and went at Russell and said, "Listen, man, this is your team now. This is your city. Kevin's not here anymore. This is the position you always want to be in." He probably told him, "Listen, Russell, I could trade you to anybody in this NBA outside of 3 or 4 teams. I could wherever you want to go, I can send you there. But here, this is your opportunity.
Yep.
This is your opportunity to see if you can do it on your own right here. And I'm gonna give you top dollar to stay and prove to everyone. And not only that, I'm gonna give you 3 years with opt-outs. But I need you here. Right. I need you here to play in Oklahoma and finish what you started. I mean, it was all about Russell in that run because it's always been about Russell. It's always been about Russell. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Durant wasn't that guy. He game 6 was his to win. And he lost it because he's not that guy.
But here's the problem now. Well, again, congratulations to the Thunder organization. But now you have to. Here's where the problem with Thunder comes in at.
Thunder may not even make the playoffs next year, but what you about to say?
The problem is that they do. Because now that organization doesn't attract superstars. Does that make sense?
What in the hell is that to do in Oklahoma?
That's what I'm saying. So how they got their superstars was through the draft. So that team, like New Orleans or like anywhere else, will have to draft the superstars.
Hold on, time out. You put New Orleans in that equation. There's a lot to do in New Orleans. I mean, I think New Orleans can be an attraction.
Yeah, but they're gonna draft their superstar.
Yeah, nobody coming.
There's no one coming here.
I don't know about all
unless you playing for the Saints. Ain't nobody that's coming.
About the basketball team.
A lot of people say that no one, even me, but I really sit back and I thought about it one day and I said to myself, you know what? New Orleans would be a great city to play in. We have a great fan base. You will be second to the Saints. Don't get it twisted. But how is San Antonio a better land than New Orleans?
Yeah,
why? Because of the team they have?
No, but again, they're not attracting a superstar free agent until they're older in their career. The last guy who was an all-star perennial player they attracted was David West.
No. They just got LaMarcus Aldridge.
Okay. Well, he's from Texas. He's from there.
Okay, but they still got him.
Okay, yeah, but
he could have went to Dallas.
That is true. That is true. I won't disagree with you on that one. He could have went to Houston, but
he's from San Antonio.
But he's from Texas.
Yeah, Texas.
He went to Austin, Texas. He's from that part of Austin and San Antonio, like an hour apart. It's like New Orleans and Baton Rouge.
Right.
He's from there.
So why can't we get what's his name?
Greg Monroe.
Why we can't get Greg Monroe in New Orleans?
He actually wants to be traded to New Orleans from Milwaukee. Now the problem is the Pelicans don't have the pieces to make a deal work. That's the issue.
That may be a good issue. I mean, hey,
that's the issue. They have bad contracts, and they don't have any other assets besides.
Man, we
draft
just
picks.
signed another cat that's from down here that came on.
What do you mean, another cat?
I'm talking about the Pelicans, huh?
Yeah, but that guy's not a superstar, all-star player.
Yeah, I'm just saying though. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying like that. I'm just saying they signed another cat that's from here.
Well, I'm saying as a free agent, you're trying to attract big name guys, but I'm using it as a New Orleans, Oklahoma City, New Orleans as an example. Places like that, or places like Philadelphia. They're not gonna. You have to draft that player. You're not going to Minnesota. You're drafted to Minnesota if you become a superstar. And that's just kind of the way that is.
You could get traded to Minnesota.
You can get traded there. And that's true. You can be traded to Minnesota. But Jimmy Butler was almost traded to Minnesota. But if you're a superstar, unless you traded there, you're drafted there. You're not walking in Minnesota as a free agent.
Yeah. You ain't going to the free agent.
That's like Carmelo Anthony saying right now, I'm going to be a free agent and I'm going to go back to Denver. No, he got traded out of Denver to be put into a big market. That's just what that is. And so if you're the Thunder, going back to them, you got, even though you got the headline today of signing Russell Westbrook, but here's where the real issue is. You're a 7th or 8th seed. And if you're a 7th or 8th seed in the Western Conference, the problem is you're not drafted high enough to rebuild that roster. Because the second superstar that's going to help Russell Westbrook is getting picked in the top 5, and you're not picking there. That's just the way it is. That's why he's getting selected. A superstar don't come at one of the last superstar that came at 13th overall. Kobe Bryant, 20 years ago. So the congratulations is to them for taking, for getting Westbrook locked down. But the also issue is a guy like him who's competitive as he is doesn't like to lose. So it's either you attract the guy who's going to play with him, or he needs to get used to losing to draft that guy. And that's where the problem's going to come in at. Sorry, it's just the NBA. Why do you think the Lakers are losing? Well, we're going to figure this out.
You need to draft somebody.
We're gonna draft in the top 3 for the next 4 years. And if a free agent a big market guy want to come in, no problem. I could trade one of these cats. They're valuable assets. But what OKC about to go do is be a 7th or 8th seed in the NBA and pick 17th overall in the NBA draft. That's a role player.
Definitely a role player. I don't think it's gonna probably be a long time before we find another Draymond Green in one of these NBA drafts.
Yeah.
Speaking of a Draymond Green, did anybody hear
this cat?
Oh my goodness! I mean, how
let's talk about this dude.
Yeah. All right.
Oh,
they killed him on a Breakfast Club. They smashed him.
They were supposed to.
As a man, if you want to send a pic of your penis out to the whatever you want to send it out to, make sure your stuff is right.
Make sure
you're all the way right.
I haven't seen it together. I haven't seen it.
I'm not proud. I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at man. I'm not going to look at man's stuff.
We're not going to go look for it. But I'm just saying, bro. Look, if you gonna pull a stunt like that,
talk about it was a mistake.
What What you mean?
What you mean?
Ain't no mistake. I got to see this woman. Find her. Please, somebody online find this chick.
No, I think it was on Snapchat or something.
Well, he claimed he tried to send a picture to a female friend, and I'm with Fred on this one.
Who is she? Who is she?
Is this the broad that was grilling Steph at the game?
Yeah, exactly. Who is she? I got to see this chick.
She better be the baddest broad out here because. You a super. If you're not a superstar,
you're an all-star.
You a multi-million-dollar.
Yeah, he made. Everybody know your name. When you go somewhere,
you known for kicking the brothers in their growings, man. And here you go, you ain't growing, man.
You're tripping.
I ain't hear about the Breakfast Club. What happened on the Breakfast Club, man?
They clowned him.
And first of all, he got the donkey of the day. That's a donkey of the day right there.
You know it coming.
So you get your donkey, right? You take your L like a man.
Like a
You
man.
took your L. First of all, you took your L like a man. You heard me. Then you got the donkey of the day. You feel me? But here you come trying to play everybody stupid, talk about some, yeah, bruh, you know, it was a mistake. Somebody hacked me. You come around and say I hit the wrong button. I didn't mean to send it public. But the young lady, Angela Yee, and I guess she had another female host in the studio with her that day.
Oh man.
They said, well, I think the other
be
chick said she saw the picture. You heard me? She was like, yeah, I saw the picture. So they was like, you know, Charlamagne, he gonna be, you know, he gonna be messy about it. But tell us what you think about it. And she went in on it. I mean, as a man, you don't want no woman publicly talking about your
stuff
your
like,
work like that.
like
You
that.
heard me? You don't want no woman going in on you like that, man.
Not like that. Oh no.
You talking about the man need to put on lotion, it's ashy, it looked like it looked like the letter S. How your work look like the letter S? It's supposed to look like a I.
I'm sorry.
Like a capital lowercase
you gotta
I.
be kidding me, man.
Supposed to look like the letter I, a big old I. You heard me?
Yeah, like an S.
It say,
A
man,
S?
it look like an S.
That's the first time I
He-
ever
he-
heard something like
Here's what the
that.
problem is.
If he played on Harry Potter, he'll be a Slytherin. What's going on, man? Come on, Draymond. And we just want to ball party and have fun, y'all.
Exactly. But here's where we going at with this. Why are you taking pictures of your stuff?
Dude,
I mean,
you got money in the bank.
This is my thing, dog. I mean, would he put it on Snapchat or something like that?
It was
I don't
on-
care what you doing with it.
The thing is this, dog. If you're gonna send it to the person number. If they gonna leak it, let them leak it.
P.
Don't. I'm just saying. If they gonna leak it, let them leak it.
P.
If you don't leak your own stuff, especially if it ain't right,
First of all,
dog.
you are an all-star player in the league.
I get it.
Everybody's been watching you.
I get
Everybody
it.
know who you are.
I get it.
So why are you sending any photographs of your private part to anybody?
I get
But
it.
you
Why
thought
you
they
take-
wasn't gonna say it was you?
I get it. I get it.
If it's to a female,
I get it.
if it's to a female, right now,
Mhm.
let's say you meeting or whatever, get whoopty
Mhm.
woo.
You
And-
think she not gonna put you out there?
You think she gonna
think
put you
not
out
gonna
there?
Put you on TMZ, partner?
Hey, man,
She don't get a check for that.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm talking about saying he's an all-star. He's,
I can get look.
he's viewed by
At the
millions
end
of
of the
people.
day, dog. At the end of the day, look at here, bro. I don't care what he is. All right, you gonna cause I could care less what he is.
You could care less.
At the end of the day, okay, if you're going to send somebody a picture of yourself exposed, send it to them direct. Okay, I'm just saying. I could care less if he's making money, if he an all-star player, people know his name. At the end of the day, that is irrelevant.
He gonna expose it. He exposed himself. It doesn't matter.
It's better for somebody else to expose you, okay, than for you to expose yourself and be like, I hit the wrong button.
I'd rather expose myself. He played himself. I'm like, man, whatever. So what? Moved on.
Hey,
I ain't letting anybody else expose
you could go.
you cracked out.
You could go that route too. But if you're gonna send it to somebody, I'm just saying. I'm not telling him he shouldn't send no pictures of him exposed. He a grown man. He do as he please. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, this a grown man. So what he shouldn't be doing, or what he should or
If I
shouldn't be
send my
doing.
photograph of a woman exposed and I'm exposed, it don't mean nothing.
Okay, yeah.
He bring attention to himself. Why, dog? That's crack. Who is she? I gotta
Hey,
see who she is.
Definitely.
I gotta see, because at the end of the day, she got to be bad.
But she didn't expose him. He exposed himself in the.
I don't care if she exposed him. I gotta know how cold she is for you to want to send your stuff online to. You are a
That's my
multi-million
thing.
guy.
That's my
You better
thing.
attract anyone by exposing yourself.
That's my thing. You know what I'm saying? You gonna do it online. I mean, send it to her number. You know, get her number and send it to her. That's my thing. You gonna do it online so now everybody see.
I'm Draymond Green. I ain't saying you nothing. You coming up here what?
I get it. I get it.
Multi-millionaire. You sleep.
I get it. I get that. I get it. I wouldn't be doing it. You know what I'm saying? Me personally. You know what I'm saying? But he did. but certain way how you do things.
All right, yeah, I know y'all heard the music playing, bro. Y'all gotta respect the authority of the show, bro.
Man,
I've been having the music been playing for a whole minute. Y'all sitting up here.
Cut
still,
the mic.
Man,
Cut
I'm
the
gonna
mic.
cut your mic.
Cut
all
the
right.
mic.
I'm gonna cut it.
Cut it.
Look, man. It's 7:00. We got the 7:00 playlist. My number one song on my playlist, Have Fun by Cash Game Boy Tree. We got that coming up after these commercial breaks. Give us a call. Phone lines are open. The fan line is open. 504-341-8255. Hit us up on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. You're listening to Fan View on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Yes.
Nobody gives you better conversation about your quality of life.
Let everyone know you listen to
The New Orleans Talk Network.
I'm Bankboy Recite, host of Fan View on the New Orleans Talk Network, inviting everyone to take us wherever you go by downloading New Orleans Talk Network app. That is NOTN. Install it to your phone, and we'll be right there with you wherever you go. You stay updated, all the news, 24 hours a day. Once again, I'm your host, Bankboy Recite on Fan View. Check us out online, www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. New morning show alert. The Warren Ballantyne Show airs daily from 9 to 11 a.m. Central Time, bringing you the news you need to know. The Warren Ballantyne Show, now on the New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Belinda Parker Brown, president of Louisiana United International. I am the host for A Force for Justice. You can listen to us every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central, exposing the injustice in our criminal justice system. You can also call in at 504-341-8255 and tell us how you have become a victim in our criminal justice system.
On the New Orleans Talk Network, A Force for Justice with Belinda Parker Brown.
How popular the man.
Are y'all ready for this tea? The New Orleans Talk Network has all the behind-the-scenes info, gossip, and happenings in the world of Hollywood. You gotta tune in to Dishing with Christian on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. on the NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
I got sauce in my bag, swag.
Wags Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero, always delivering the best food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's a reason why people keep returning to Wags. The food's always hot, great portions, and it's just down home good. Call ahead to order in advance at 504-348-3080. That's 504-348-3080. And let Larry know that you heard about Wags on the New Orleans Talk Network. Call him now. Wags Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero.
Hi, my name is Remus Bowman, and we are here to discuss you and your credit. This would be an informative hour discussing your credit options and how you can achieve a good credit rating in just a matter of 3 to 6 months, and the removal of bad or incorrect information. Again, my name is Remus Bowman, your good credit advisor. Join me every Monday on New Orleans Talk Network.
On a search for a new home or a new car, you're going to need insurance to protect it. And you need an agent that's experienced and will look out for you. Come visit Renee Monfrey at Allstate Premier Auto and Home Insurance Agency to get a free quote. We are located in New Orleans East on 1300 I-10 Service Road, or give us a call at 504-218-1586 and ask for Renee Monfrey. Allstate Premier Auto Insurance Agency. We look forward to protecting you.
As promised, Cash Game Boy Tree. Have fun. Hit them up on Facebook. Cash Game Boy Tree with an I. You're listening to Fan View on the New Orleans Talk Network. Let's go.
Party and have fun. We just come to ball. Party and have fun. We about to roll up, take shots, baby. Let's have fun. We just come to ball. Party and have fun. We just I need is my weed and my girlfriend. Told her to bring her girlfriend and tell her to bring her girlfriend. We could have a party, I'll invite some friends. I got the budget, bring the liquor, we can get it in like it's the weekend. Body shots for everybody, now she's leaking. I could tell by the way she's wildin' that she's tweaking. Now she's up on the table and she twerking. I really like how lil' mama really do working. She got me gone, she got me gone. I feel the urge to throw these ones, but I'm trying to keep my head strong. She got me gone, she got me gone. I feel the urge to throw these ones, but I'm trying to keep my head strong. Ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. Roll up, take shots, baby, let's have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. Roll up, take shots, baby, let's have fun. While y'all trying to be rap stars, me, I make the stars rock. Study the game and make these hits. Call that school a hard knock. This for the winners and losers. Call that shit the long shot. Call my flow cafe, cause bitch, I got that hard rock. Sky rocking straight to the top, and I came straight from the bottom. And when I reached my plateau, another echelon was started. Yeah, they my PNC. When I make them pump the party, she tried to give me 50, but I only gave her 40. She said she about to go hard, but I came to get retarded. The turn up is real, and I'm turned to the max. I am fresh as caressing, I'm sharp as an axe. Don't bump that DJ table, homie, and there's no need to get that gas. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. Roll up, take shots, baby, let's have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. Roll up, take shots, baby, let's have fun. Go to work on a weekday, then we ball out on the weekend. Go to work on a weekday, then we ball out on the weekend. Go to work on a weekday, then we ball out on the weekend. Go to work on a weekday, then we ball out on the weekend. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. Roll up, take shots, baby, let's have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. We just come to ball party and have fun. Roll up, take shots, baby, let's have fun.
Come to ball, we just come to party, fooling with the girls and they all getting naughty. Turn up to my 40, pal, oh well, it's back to FanView. What it do, crew? What's up, fellas? I like that track. Cash Game Boy Tree in the building. Of course, give us a call at 504-341-8255 is the number to get involved. Hobbs called earlier, but I made a mistake and hung up on him. I hit the drop button instead of the hold button on the accident. But this is the second hour. Hit us up on NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Look, let me tell y'all a little something about the NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We have an excellent lineup of programming for you all. So anyone who's listening, please make us your number one source to news, sports, social topics, and urban topics, man. Look, we covering it all here. We got the Warren Ballantyne show. We got Belinda Parker Brown with Force for Justice. We have the hostages that fight back. Brother L. Mims and Captain Black, two of the most written about brothers in the city of New Orleans outside of sports. I mean, these brothers are written about by everybody in New Orleans. Check them out. We also have Mary Mondays with Mary J, and she covers all of the relationship, family issues. She's an uplifting woman. So all you ladies out there, if y'all want another Oprah type sister. We got that in here in Merrick J. We got an excellent lineup of shows for everybody. Look, you got Bad Credit. We got Remus Bowman. His show is excellent when it comes to credit. If you're looking for the Black Rush Limbaugh, we got that on the New Orleans Talk Network with the Real Brother. Come on, just check out the lineup of shows we have on the New Orleans Talk Network, and I promise you will put that app to use. Go to NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Listen on our website. From our website of New Orleans Talk Network, you can download our app on your mobile device or go to your app store on any mobile provider. That's Android and Apple. How come we only got 2 mobile providers?
That's the 2 most mobile providers that people use. You can use Microsoft.
Microsoft has a phone, but I think it still uses the Android network.
Well, there you go.
It's surprising that only Apple has an Apple store, and you got the Android Google Play Store. It's Google Play Store now.
Well, Google owns everything now.
Yeah, Google done took over everything, and I just don't know what else you could do to get an app, unless you go. Let's get one of them privately owned apps. But yeah, you gotta pay to have your apps on Google and Apple and all that stuff. So we did that, and you can go ahead on and download it. So it's at your convenience. You feel me? Look, we gonna turn the knob a little bit. We about to talk some new NOLA football right quick with the New Orleans Saints in full effect at the Greenbrier out there in Virginia. Those brothers had shells before mini camp kicked off. They had shovels, helping that community rebuild, bringing some joy back to that community with their presence. But they won't be there next year because the Saints don't stay nowhere for longer than 3 years. So it'll be interesting to find out if they bring the team back home for the entire training camp period. And as we all know by now, the Hall of Fame game is coming on Sunday, and football will officially be back in full effect. I think the Green Bay Packers are playing, and the Green Bay and some dang on body.
The Colts.
Green Bay and the Colts. Andrew Luck, highest paid quarterback in the NFL. I'm gonna be looking out for my favorite running back in the league, Eddie Lacy, from New Orleans, from the West Bank of New Orleans. Hopefully that brother could get one of those big Tyrann Mathieu contracts, because I know his family, and I know his family is a good family. And you've forgotten about Eddie Lacy, because Eddie Lacy doesn't get in trouble. He's fairly healthy, good running back, and I just hope that brother could nail him a big old contract, and his family could get the blessings they've been longing for a long time. All right, there we go. That sound better, fellas?
Sound a lot better.
A whole lot better?
Whole lot better.
Hey, man, you sound saying to me, man.
You sound a lot
better. Man, I had to cut off the studio monitor just now because it's a big speaker. And I'm wondering why I was sounding so loud. Like I'm talking loud.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so let's talk about this NOLA football team. We got Drew Brees won't be signing an extension. It doesn't look like he's going to be getting paid. How much money for it?
But this season he's going to get paid. His cap space is $30 million.
$30 million on the books for Drew Brees. Jarius Byrd did not participate today. Keenan Lewis did not participate today. Those are some more key names that didn't participate. Let me mention one player that we haven't heard much about in the minicamp, and as he's famously known here on the New Orleans Talk Network as the Ice Bucket, also known as Mark Ingram. I haven't heard any Mark Ingram news coming out of New Orleans Saints training camp.
There's no news to be said about him. That's why
I haven't heard any news out of training camp for the running back core as a whole goes. That goes to Mark Ingram. That goes for C.J. Spiller. That goes for Tim Hightower. Now I've heard some.
Yeah, they say about 65-yard team run. From Hightower.
So I haven't heard much from the whole running back core as a unit. This training camp. Know what that tells me? That the D-line and the linebackers are making tackles, which is hopefully translate to regular season football. Because you haven't heard anything major coming, coming from those guys, especially CJ Spiller. I mean, this guy's just invisible. He's just wasting money.
Ice Bucket, we haven't heard anything. Cadet, none of those gentlemen we haven't heard anything from, but we have been hearing some interesting news coming from out of the wide receiving core with the wide receiver that's been drafted, Michael Thomas. You also have Brandon Coleman, Willie Snead, Brandon Cooks. Those 4 guys have really been making a huge impact this year in the wide receiving core.
And there's another one that we're gonna probably be hearing about in the next week or two. You probably won't start noticing the game, but watch out for a receiver named Tommy Lee Lewis. He's wearing Joe Horn's old number 87. Guy's a speedster. He can get open in space. So as you're watching the third and fourth quarter of the preseason games, look out for a guy wearing Joe Horn's old number 87, Tommy Lee Lewis.
And I've heard a little bit of news about this guy named Jared Dangerfield, 6'3", 215 pounds, rookie out of Western Kentucky, has been turning a few heads at training camp this year. Like Fred said, Tommy Lee Lewis, 5'7", short guy, speedster. Jake Lampman, Jake Lampman is another. This are the rookies that the Saints have: Michael Thomas, Jordan William Lambert. You also have Tommy Lee Lewis and Jared Dangerfield are the rookies in training camp right now. And who do you think is going to be the top 3 receivers going into next year?
Well, you got
is that hard to say?
You got to figure it's Cook, Snead, and potentially Michael Thomas, because Brandon Coleman still it's his job to lose right now. But those are the 3 guys that's been in the system now for at least the past 2 seasons.
2 years.
So you have to get them the edge for that spot.
And with Willie Snead being 5'11", 115 pounds, and you also will have Brandon Cooks at 5'10", 189 pounds. I mean, you got to have a big guy somewhere in that picture. So I think that it really burrows down to Brandon Coleman, Jared Dangerfield. Brandon Coleman would be the tallest out of them with 6'6", 225. And Michael Thomas will be 6'3", 212. So and you got Jared Dangerfield at 6'3", 215. So I mean, we all know Drew Brees needs his big target to throw down the middle of the field to. So we'll definitely see what's going on with that situation in the wide receiving core. But as let's talk about the offensive line, because if there's a weakness on that offense, I would have to really say it's the offensive line. Am I off with that one?
Nope.
You're gonna be wrong. Look,
to me that's their second weak spot. To me, their running back position is the weakest position in their team.
I mean,
but their second weak spot is their offensive line.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
Not to say that the receivers are tight end or talented at all by any means, but the second weak spot will probably be their offensive line.
I would have to go to offensive line then the running backs, because you're going to do too much as a running back. I mean, you know, if you got men hitting you in the backfield, everybody ain't AP. You know, if you got men hitting you in the backfield, you got to duck and dodge before you start to build up momentum. I mean, it's kind of hard to get going. I mean, so you know, I would have to put that the opposite way.
Yeah. Only currently right now, Max Olger. I mean, the interior of this offensive line really needs some work. Okay, you got Max Olger. Okay, and it seems like he's going to be the staple of that offensive line, a quarterback of that offensive line. But then as you go to guards, the guys who line up on side of Max Olger, you got Tim Lelito,
Tim Lito. Now I think they're gonna be probably moving
Jordan Walsh, Sari Lemon, and
I think they'll be moving the first round pick from last year to guard.
Andrews Pete.
I think that's gonna be the guy who's gonna probably be a starting guard this year.
Well, right guard? Cause they still got Zach Streif now.
But he's right tackle. You know, so I think you're gonna move Pete to guard, just because you picked the guy in the first round, and if he's not playing this year, he needs to play somewhere.
I mean, of course, yeah, true that too. But
Okay,
I think he
so
still
if
is more of a
you-
tackle than a guard. You know, what I mean, he doesn't.
Okay, so you move Andrews Pete to a guard. Who do you have at tackle?
You still got Zach Streif and Tyron Armstead.
Which me personally, I think Zach Streif has seen his days, better days.
Correct.
And me personally, I would have let go of Zach Streif and put Andrews Pete at that right guard.
For some reason, I am
at
not
that right tackle.
Tyron Armstead. I am not finding him on the roster.
He's there. He's on the injured reserve list.
Right, but he's your left tackle. He's protecting Drew.
Yeah. He on the pub. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he physically unable to perform.
He on the pub.
And he's still on the pub list. You have injury reserve, Jamaica Stanford,
But this is where
Kyle Wilson.
This is where I got upset at when you had the guard come out of LSU who was ranked like 13th on the board in last year's draft, not this draft, but last year's draft, that went undrafted. And we end up letting this guy sign as a free agent to Dallas. Now, I have nothing against Marcus Murphy, who we selected in the 7th round, but I'd have definitely took that guy
from LSU.
Whether he got played or got convicted, it's the 7th round selection.
Who cares?
I'm not gonna take a guy who's 13th on the board and let him go undrafted and get a payday, or undrafted payday from Dallas.
No, it's not
He's
gonna
just
happen.
starting guard.
It's
No
not
way.
gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. It's
not
not about to
gonna-
let that guy get out of there. It's not happening.
You draft him. Kim him.
To me,
You draft him, and if anybody want to make a deal for him, we could do that.
but I'm not letting this guy leave.
No.
And you drafted Marcus Murphy, and I have nothing against Marcus Murphy, but Marcus Murphy is strictly a return.
I mean,
you can find a returner.
Thank you. You could find a. You could go sign a returner.
I could get a return as a free agent. What to do? They come and go.
Thank you, but
unless you are the Brian Mitchells of the world, you the Devin Hesters of the world, the Dante Halls of the world. If you're not that, then I could find a returner. I just can't.
I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm not saying that the Saints have a problem with returning game. Look, the special return. Let me say this: the return game for the Saints is crucial. The reason being because the shorter the field, the more of a chance we have with this quarterback in Drew Brees, which I'm gonna get up on him in a second. The better chance he has is scoring. So as of late, I think the Saints, and just thinking off the top of my head, probably on kickoff returns, probably averaging about 24 yards a return. If you could get that up to like 20, 28, 30 yards a return, now you're averaging starting at around a 30-yard line. And that's a huge difference from starting from the 20-yard line.
Agreed. But the question is now is that part of the game that's a value? It's valuable, but you don't pay big money for that position no more. Does that make sense?
Right.
Unless this guy is
home, Devin Hester, somebody.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he's
saying?
Dante Hall. He's making people miss. He's getting open. He's getting touchdowns. You don't pay for that position no more. I mean, you'll pay a kicker now before you start paying for it. I mean, the extra point is 35 yards now. I mean, you'll pay for a kicker before you pay for a return, man.
And I think they really need to
you'll pay for a
a
good punter.
Well, we got a good punter.
I'm just saying,
but
you'll pay for one.
Right now, currently, we only have 2 kickers on the roster. 2. And both of them are veterans. Kyle Forbath and Connor Barth are the
Correct.
kickers. And I have no idea who the hell these people are.
Well, as long as they're making field goals, they're all right with me.
You know what I'm saying?
But my thing is, which we was talking about raising where the weaknesses of the Saints at, to me is running back, but second is his offensive line. And to me, you can never. I'm gonna go in any draft picking a lineman First of all, linemen get hurt, and two, you can never have enough.
It's like almost like wide receivers.
You can never have enough. You can never have enough. You just can't. Dude, they get hurt. You know, when they get hurt, you need somebody else come right on in.
Plug them right on in.
You know, you can take a guard, man. That guy's rated high. Well, I'm gonna find a position for him. I'm gonna find a way to get him in the field. It's just the way it is. They let that kid go. This offensive line, besides Tyrann Armstead, is, and this includes Max Unger, they're weak. And you're trying to protect your Hall of Fame quarterback and trying to make sure that, because
especially that right side, that right side
throughout the years, his deep ball isn't the same deep ball. He can still pick you. He's still an accurate quarterback between 5 to 10 yards, but anything past that, he's not as accurate because he doesn't have the time. I don't know why you don't address these positions in the draft. It's beyond me. It's beyond me.
All I know is that right side, especially the right tackle, what Zach Strief is,
who should have been released about 2 seasons ago.
Yes, I mean, it's exactly that. I mean, why they still have I'm rambling. Why they still got Zach Strief?
It's beyond me.
I do not know. You get rid of Marcus Colston and keep Zach Strief.
They both should have been released. At the end of the day, if Zach Strief gets released today, Zach Strief is not being picked up by
nobody. Nobody.
He's gonna retire. This is over. It was no different when Jonathan Stinchcomb was released.
None.
He didn't get picked up by nobody,
and he was better than
Zach Strief. But you made a business decision because you figured the career was over, and the career was over. His career is over with. His career is over with.
I don't know why they still got this dude on the roster.
Andrews P should be your starting right tackle, and you should have drafted you a guard.
Exactly.
Because you know you was getting rid of Jarvie Evans. You released him in the beginning of the free agency. That should have been a primary position. We got to attack guard. Got to draft one.
And what I was telling you before the draft, this league is becoming a specialist league.
Yes.
You can't just put people, just get somebody. I mean, it's rare talents to where you could get there and they could play almost any position on the field. You know what I mean? These days, people either play guard and they can't play tackle.
Right.
Or they can play tackle and they play guard.
I mean, wide receiver wasn't the problem last year at this position. I mean, on his team, because Drew was like 100 and something yards away from 5,000 yards. And as I'm looking at the roster, I've been reviewing his roster for a couple of weeks now, and I'm just 4 tackles in training camp right now. You got 4 tackles in training camp. You got 4 offensive linemen in training camp. O-linemen, just O-linemen. You have 3 guards in training camp right now. And you have
not gonna cut it.
No, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 wide receivers.
It's mind-boggling.
And they really missed on a lot of draft picks from earlier in earlier years,
previous years. Basically the last 5 years.
Pretty much about the last 5 years, you really haven't been hitting on draft picks. And this is really starting to show its ugly face now.
Yeah.
And, just to see that you have all of these wide receivers. And then when you get from wide receivers and you start going down the list, I think the most depth you would have in training camp right now is wide receivers and linebackers.
That's crazy. When at the end of the day, no offense to receivers or linebackers, you keep about 6 linebackers and you keep about 5 receivers. But at the end of the day, the most position you're going to keep is D and offensive linemen.
Yep.
You're going to keep about 7 D linemen between D tackle and D end, at least 7 or 8. And you're going to at least keep 7, you're going to at least keep 8 to 9 offensive linemen. It's just the way it is. They make the roster. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. And for them to have just as many receivers as O-linemen in camp is mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
It is, and there's been an issue for the past 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
3 seasons.
He signed Akeem Hicks over Anquan Bolden. You let Anquan Bolden somehow, some way get to Detroit.
Well, you know what I'm saying? He said he wanted to go to Detroit.
Man, they want to go to
He
Detroit.
don't go anywhere that he somebody said they picked him up at.
He wasn't going to Detroit. If he wanted to go to Detroit, it sounded Detroit beginning of free agency.
I mean, he knew he got to weigh his options. I mean, you got to go through the road. You know what I'm saying? You got to weigh your options. But
sound right before training camp. He
yeah,
wanted to be in Detroit. He'd been in Detroit in April.
Hey,
He went to the highest bidder.
He went to the highest bidder.
Hey, man.
And you can't knock that part. He went to the highest bidder. I'm gonna come out there public and say, yeah, I want to go. You know, I want to go. He not from Detroit. Well, you gonna play in Detroit for?
Yeah, but he said he got a lot of familiarities with the coaching staff.
Every team, every player has familiar.
Yeah,
Everybody who's been in the league.
If you bounce around, of course, you know what I'm saying.
But Antoine Bolden, let me tell you, coaches bounce around.
Right.
You know,
I mean, of course, but
Antoine Bolden has been in this league 10 years now. He's probably played for what, 3 teams?
Three teams. They probably had a million coaches.
And there's a ton of coaches on every team.
Right.
You know, that is just, you know, that is political correctness when he go out there and make the I
want to be a Lion and I want to that's he's being politically correct.
I didn't say he wanted to be a Lion, but he said he had a lot of familiarity with a few of the coaches. I mean,
well, guess what? We'll see how much
he named about 3-4 of them
have.
off the top of his head. I mean, most people don't really say that like that.
Well, we'll see how much familiarity he has in a season when they can't get him the damn ball.
To me,
I think they can get him the ball. They have a quarterback who can't get him the ball.
He has a rocket arm. To me, he's no different from Jay Cutler. He's a mistake.
I ain't gonna call him Jay Cutler, but you know what I mean.
He throw just as many picks.
Yeah, but the difference is.
Please explain.
The difference is this is the difference. Okay, he's the leader of that team. All right, and he has his bad moments. And he takes up to his bad moments. Jay Cutler is not the leader of that team. He may be the quarterback, okay? But he is not the leader of that team. And yes.
And the bad record reflects. I understand. I follow you. Go ahead.
Okay, now, yes, they play for a suck team. But Matt Stafford isn't that bad of a quarterback. I mean, he's throwing his picks, but he's going to throw his picks because his offensive line sucks. You got to get the ball in his hand.
I give Matthew Stafford credit. As far as the rocket arm, he got it.
You know what I'm saying?
He can put the ball anywhere on the football field.
And he got a quarterback to give it to him.
The problem with Matthew Stafford is you're going to get about 5 or 6 grip and man, that guy, man, physically, this guy's gifted. Then you're going to get one play like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
But hey, man,
it makes you overlook everything he just threw.
But hey, man, we get that out of Drew Brees too.
Drew accomplished.
I'm just saying, though, you know what I mean?
I put it this way. If Drew Brees had a Megatron, you feel me?
If Drew had that arm, if Drew had Stafford on for half his career, half. I
don't think Drew even needed his arm. Drew just never had a superstar receiver. He never, outside of Jimmy Graham, and we made it to the playoffs with Jimmy Graham. We didn't get too deep, but, you know, and the reason why we lost some of these playoff games was it was just moments in the game. The Saints did not win those moments in the game, and therefore they lost the game. But, you know, with Jimmy Graham, that offense was a high-powered offense. With Jimmy Graham.
I mean, without Jimmy Graham, the offense is still a high-powered offense. So, you know, that offense was a high-powered offense before Jimmy Graham even came there.
Well, as far as Jimmy Graham was...
So what you trying to say?
What I'm saying is this. With Jimmy Graham in that offense, you had defense... They really had the game plan. There's nobody to game plan for on this offense outside of Drew Brees. So, with Jimmy Graham, you had to plan for Drew Brees and a Jimmy Graham. Now that Jimmy is gone, I mean, who is that outside of Drew Brees you game planning for on his offense? Who do you have to take away?
Brandon Cooks.
You take away Drew Brees, you take away Brandon Cooks. You take away Drew Brees, he could still just throw it up to Jimmy Graham.
Right about that one.
Those
right about that one.
Those are the facts.
Jimmy Graham was bailout valve. He was the bailout valve. When all else fails, throw it to Jimmy.
Those are the facts. Ain't no just throw it up to Brandon Cook. You kill that whole idea. Throw it to a 5-8 receiver. You lost your mind. He better be running a fly.
So hopefully, one out of these 11 receivers could be a bailout valve for Drew Brees.
We know Coleman on it.
Well, you're gonna kill that out of there too. You're gonna kill that because these guys are. Listen, that's a guy you draft. Listen, let's take a look at the top receivers in the NFL. You had Antonio Brown, who was, I can't recall what round he was picked in, but he was in maybe a day 2 or day 3 pick. Julio Jones, first round. Odell Beckham Jr., first round. Dez Bryant, first round. DeAndre Hopkins, first round. You follow my trend? Is there a trend that I'm creating here? Larry Fitzgerald, first round. The talent at that position, at the cream of the crop, was selected in the first round. These guys are still dealing with undrafted free agents, trying to come to the cream of the crop.
Well, Fred, we won a Super Bowl with an undrafted free agent wide receiving core.
I understand that, but you had talent on the field. You still had a first round tight end. You still had a first round running back.
I get it because you had the game plan for Reggie Bush. You had the
absolutely.
game plan for Jeremy Shockey.
Absolutely. You had the game plan for that. Don't fool yourself. You got a game plan for that. Reggie Bush running side to side. Allow him to run straight, and you see what happened. You see what happened to the Carter when he ran straight, huh? Gone. You got a game plan. That's speed. You got a game plan for that. Ain't no speed on that offense. Ain't no game plan for that. You got a game plan for number 9. Bull rush him up the middle and watch how he back up. Problems. You ain't about the game plan for no Kobe Felina. Kill that. Kill that idea.
So what happens if Drew Brees goes down this year with a Garrett Grayson and a Luke McCown on the roster?
Kill it.
So we're going to hold off on that discussion right quick.
Kill it.
Take our last break of the show. We're officially rounding home. Heading to home base, y'all. Get your last minute calls in. 504-341-8255. Hit us up. Let us know what you think about your team, where your team is going to land at this year, how you feel, their weaknesses, what their strengths are, as we sit here and break down the New Orleans Saints on a different type of style, not your traditional type style. We giving it to you all the way 100, and we want you to bring it. So 504-341-8255. You're listening to FanView on the New Orleans Talk Network.
Nobody gives you better conversation about your quality of life. Let everyone know you listen to the New Orleans Talk Network.
It's NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Phone lines tied up. Join us on the live chat at www.NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com.
Do you miss the show Talk What You Know? Well, Pastor Jones is back. Starting in April, you can join the conversation all over again. Tuesdays at 8 a.m. Central Time, only on the New Orleans Talk Network.com. Listen up. Your customers, our listeners, could be hearing about your business right now. Yeah, right now. Don't miss out on the opportunity to advertise with NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. Call our business department today at 504-475-4793 to hear about our great rates. NewOrleansTalkNetwork.com. We provide the people, you provide the business.
Wags Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero. Always delivering the best food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's a reason why people keep returning to Wags. The food's always hot, great portions, and it's just down home good. Call ahead to order in advance at 504-348-3080. That's 504-348-3080. And let Larry know that you heard about Wags on the New Orleans Talk Network. Call him now. Wags Food and Culture at 1601 Plaza Drive in Marrero.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned into New Orleans Talk Network.
This is Captain Black.
This is Brother Al Mims. Join us for our new show,
The Hostages That Fight Back, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Central.
We are all hostages to something,
but it's up to us
to find the courage to fight back and make the change.
So tune in to become the change you want to see in the world here on New Orleans Talk Network.
Brothers and sisters, I don't know what this world is coming to.
This is Belinda Parker Brown, president of Louisiana United International. I am the host for A Force for Justice. You can listen to us every Thursday morning at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central, exposing the injustice in our criminal justice system. You can also call in at 504-341-8255 and tell us how you have become a victim in our criminal justice system.
On the New Orleans Talk Network, A Force for Justice with Belinda Parker Brown.
Hi, my name is Remus Bowman, and we are here to discuss you and your credit. This would be an informative hour discussing your credit options and how you can achieve a good credit rating in just a matter of 3 to 6 months, and the removal of bad or incorrect information. Again, my name is Remus Bowman, your good credit advisor. Join me every Monday on New Orleans Talk Network.
This is the Reverend D. Dunn
and Charles Stewart.
We will be coming to you live every Monday, 11 to 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network, hosting a new show, A Church Without Walls. The church is us, and the church is you. We are church with no boundaries. Stay as long as you want, leave when you want. Remember, every Monday, 11 to 12 noon, tune into A Church with No Walls.
Don't you dare miss it.
What's up, New Orleans? Listen, this your man Fred, host of your #1 sports talk show down here in New Orleans. Yeah, I said it. FanView, where real fans talk about real sports. Join me, Bank Ball Recite, your people's man Pete, and Madman the Big Fan, as we talk about all the latest sports topics going down here around the country. Again, FanView, where real fans talk about real sports.
Yes, sir. We're back. We're rounding off, heading home, and we not gonna fall for the bananas and the tailpipes.
I'm not gonna fall for the bananas and the tailpipes. Not gonna fall for the bananas and the tailpipes.
You're listening to the FanView on the New Orleans Talk Network, and we give it to you 100 so you could keep it 100 at all times. And before we went on break, we were talking about the New Orleans Saints and the mini camp. But now, let me sit up. Let me get my words in order. I want to talk about Drew Brees for a moment, y'all, before we end the show. And so the fellas can have things to say. I don't want to wait to the end of the show. Let me talk about you, Drew Brees, the general of our city called New Orleans. Look here, bruh. We gave you so much. We took you and your family in this city, and we called you our own. We replaced you with the Mannings, and this is the city of the Brees. You and New Orleans are officially one. You have intertwined with the oldest city in this country. Let me tell you something, Mr. Drew Brees. You need to go ahead on and sign that damn extension so we can have some salary cap space. I know you want 22, 24 million dollars a year, but you can't have that, bruh. We gave you over $100 million. You are a 37-year-old man still trying to get every piece of damn crumb you can get because you blew out your damn shoulder in San Diego and they kicked you to the curb. We took you in. Miami didn't want your bitch ass. We took you.
Oh shit.
We took you in. And you want to hold this team hostage with $30 million a year? Are you freaking kidding me? Come on, Drew. Look, we love your sons and we think your daughter is the most beautiful young lady in this city. You have done tremendous things to help this city be the resilient city that it is. The people have embraced you, have taken you in. We didn't do this for Louis Armstrong. And now you want to hold us hostage and play these negotiation games when all we want is to see you win another championship with this franchise? Who the hell you think you're going to play for after this year? Who you think going to be breaking in next to come and get you? You think you're going to be the next Brett Favre? You want to run off to another franchise and help them win a championship because New Orleans wasn't willing to pay you the money that you thought you deserved? I watched some of them training camp throws, partner. That deep ball ain't as deep as you think it is.
Nope.
And
Not
your
by about
pockets
15
are the
yards.
deepest pockets in this franchise history. Damn, you got more money than Tom Benson right about now, bruh. So this is what you need to do, Drew. We need you to go to Mickey and say, you know what? I'm going to take that $15 million deal you offered me. I'm just guessing that's what Mickey offered you because Tom Brady got paid $9 million a year. He won a goddamn Super Bowl. Drew Brees, you are holding this team hostage. We cannot get you offensive linemen because we giving you $30 million a year. We can't get a defensive tackle to penetrate up the middle of other teams' offensive lines because you are holding this team hostage. We cannot get rid of Jarvis Bird because you are holding this team hostage. We will cut this bum and pay him dead money. But we can't because you are holding this team hostage. Drew, let me tell you something, bruh. If you don't throw for 5,000 yards this year, you could go ahead on and throw your damn shoulder out again. Because we won't need you anymore if you want to pay Mr. I want my cake and eat it too. That scar on your face implements that you are a warrior. But this city has been through its own trial and tribulations, and we all have been scarred. So we wear that scar with you, Drew. But you need to stop holding this team hostage. Bruh, work out a deal before the beginning of the season, and hopefully we could get somebody to come in this damn franchise and help you win another Super Bowl. But if you decide not to talk about your contract during the season and we have to pay you $30 million this year, go ahead on and throw your shoulder out, partner. Blow it out. Blow it out. And we will go through those trials and tribulations just like we was going through them before you got here 9 years ago. We got our championship out the deal. You got your championship out the deal. We good. We straight over here, bro. But you in New Orleans. You ain't nowhere else. This is the oldest city in this country. And
Well,
you
one of the
playing
oldest
it.
anyways.
We have the most culture out of any other city in this country. We lost Will Smith, and this whole city was devastated. We'll lose you, bro. We'll throw you out the window, dude. We don't need you to be holding our team hostage anymore. We gave you your money. We paid it to you. You earned it. But now it's time for you to give back. It's time for you to say, Mickey, I'm going to take those $15 million you offered me to help this franchise, to help this city, and to help this region get another championship. So we could go out and do it bigger than Cleveland did this year. We going to up them. But you got to give us some damn money back. Okay, Mr. Drew? As a matter of fact, we'll give you $30 million. Just stretch this out for 2 years. I don't care if you throw for 5,000 yards this year. You could throw your damn shoulder out because we can't pay nobody to come here. I thank Mickey Loomis for doing the deals that he are doing. Even though I don't agree with him pushing all of these deals to the front, he might as well start backwashing all these deals now. But come on, Drew. You the man. Now it's time for you to be the man, the bigger man.
Well, I understand why he hold out when he did and how he did to get that original contract that he got, which was the 5-year, $100 million deal. It was respectable. He was a 32-year-old quarterback then, Now you're 37. And you had a point to where
the money shouldn't matter no more.
Well, not just that, but the next contract is the last contract. Does that make sense? And it's unfair. Well, you can't compare your contract to the guys of youth. The guys of youth are going to get paid $20 million, $22 million. Andrew just got $25 million. These guys are all under 20.
Under 30. Come on, Drew.
I mean, under 30.
You
under
are
30.
37 years old. 37, my brother. You gave us the best years of your life. And we appreciate that. But this is a business at the end of the day. And I know you want every crumb you could get. I know that. But in order for you to be successful in this business, you have to give something back, bruh. Your legacy is what's more important than a dollar bill right now. You and that wife of yours, we love her. But come on, lady, you got to start sucking and convincing. I'm giving it to you 100. Tell your husband he got to get paid $15 million a year, lady. And if you don't want to get on a fan train, you could go with him. I mean, go ahead, take your kids, pack them up, move them to Dallas with Sean. Y'all can roll. This is ridiculous. This is narcissist at his finest.
Narcissist. Oh, okay.
He gotta be.
Oh my God.
It gotta be all about him. You can sit here and talk all this political correct talk, but your actions speak louder than your words. That's why Tom Brady is my favorite quarterback. Not because he won all those Super Bowls. When I found out Tom Brady was getting paid $9 million a year, he won that Super Bowl, I took my hat off to that gentleman. I don't care who he married to. That's a guy who gets it.
That he does.
That is why that franchise wins that division. They done won it, 12 years in a row now?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me why Tom Brady is not the number one paid quarterback in his league.
Because he wants to win a championship. He wants to compete for one. Every season he playing. Tom Brady cap space is never in the Tom Brady cap space since 2001. Well, 2001, his cap space was $13 million. 2012 is $8 million. 2013, it was 13.8. 2014 was 14.8. 2015 season was 14 million cap space. When you look at Drew, when you're looking at quarterbacks, because that's who you got. You have to compare him to Tom Brady. You can't compare him to guys that are 30 and under. That makes sense?
I'm with you. Aaron Rodgers don't get that kind of. I mean, Aaron Rodgers up there. You know what I'm saying? But he's still a young guy.
We're looking at cap space now. We're looking at cap space of $30 million. He's the highest in the league now. Last year was 23.8. Tom is he's from a cap space standpoint. He negotiates and structures his deal to where his team's going to have cap. He's not going to take up all the cap space. That's just Tom Brady.
He's going to get paid, but he's not going to take all the cap space.
That's correct. It's going to be a friendly deal for the organization. It'll be a friendly deal for him.
It's not going to be like, I'm going to get all I could get out. You know what I'm saying?
I honestly believe Drew is doing this because of what happened to him in San Diego. I honestly believe that. I mean, somebody tell me differently. Why want Drew take an extension right now for $15 million a year. I honestly believe because of what happened to him in San Diego. Everybody got to pass. It's like your ass is always going to be behind you.
Right.
Well, sometimes it come back to bite you in the ass, though.
It's biting them right now because you can't. They can't get anybody to protect you right now. They're trying to get second. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh my goodness. Second string offensive lineman off of Dallas' hands. When we could be competing to get first string offensive linemen from anywhere in this league. We had to trade Jimmy Graham just to get Max Olger, to have an anchor on his offensive line, because they knew they got a draft offensive lineman, which they're not going to really do because you have to fill so many spots, but you can't compete with other teams when it comes to these offensive linemen.
Nope. They cannot.
You can't get them here. I know they tried, but the money ain't right.
Right.
You had to let one of the best offensive linemen go because you couldn't pay him.
That's
somebody to protect you.
But here you are, $30 million on the salary cap this year, and you went 7-9 2 years in a row. You could go, Drew. After this year, you go 7-9 again.
You could roll.
You could go.
You can roll. That's for sure.
Aaron Rodgers, this year cap space is $19 million. Even throughout his contract, he's never going to reach 30. The highest he'll reach is $21 million as far as cap space goes.
I understand Mickey backloaded the contract, Drew. I get it. So you saying to yourself, I'm going to fix his ass. I'm going to play this contract out. You want backload it? That's where all my money at. I'm going to play it out. But you are playing with the emotions of the oldest city in this country. The people of it. We take this team. This city, New Orleans Saints is New Orleans. I don't know if you could say that about maybe in Wisconsin because they own the team.
Right. It's a little different there.
You know, but other than that, I'm not sure. There are tremendous franchises out here and fan bases and a whole lot of nations out here when it comes to fan bases. But here in the Who That Nation, we have so much to cheer for when it comes to this team. If you understand what this team does for this city. He understands that he got a first glimpse of it coming here when he came here.
Well, true.
So, Drew, you could blow your shoulder out. For all I care, we got the championship. You got the championship. But we just want one more. You should want one more before you go. But you ain't going to never get that championship. Never. Not here. Because here's the deal. He throws for 5,000 yards this year. He wants $22 million. He don't care what the record is. He wants $22 million if he gets close to 5,000 yards this year. I already know what the scheme is. I already know what the F going to be with you, Drew. But you 37 years old, bruh. You got to win. I heard one of the guys saying, we about to close the show. The Saints don't want to admit to rebuilding. And that I heard Deke Bellabia say that early. He said the R word is forbidden. I heard Deke Bellabia say that earlier today. But it's the Saints are rebuilding. But how can they rebuild when you got a $30 million cap hit from a 37-year-old player? Can't rebuild Deke Bellabia.
Can't. And the worst part about it is, and I'm going to keep iterating this. And I have nothing against the guy. I think the guy could potentially be an all-pro. But mark my words, the 2016 draft, the selection should have been Paxton Lynch, quarterback from Memphis. If this guy pans out in any shape or fashion in Denver, watch out, people. Because at the end of the day, it's nothing against Sheldon Rankins. End of the day, more importantly, if this organization doesn't find another quarterback to eventually take over, reality is this. When the Packers took Aaron Rodgers, they knew Brett Favre had 3 or 4 more seasons left. But it goes back to what Bankboy was saying. They prepared for the rebuild. They took the guy. They didn't need Aaron Rodgers then, but they took him. If they didn't took Paxton Lynch, they may not have needed Paxton Lynch, but you have a guy in the mold. And that's what the Packers did. If you're the organization of the Saints, you haven't made that decision yet. It's difficult to find the guy. And the quarterback is the most important position in the franchise. I'm sorry. Garrett Grayson is not it, people.
Nope. He is not it. That is our time. I thank everybody for listening that's out there listening. I'm Bank Barber Site.
It's your boy Fred.
Your man P here, people.
And you're listening to Fan View. I try not to curse on the show, but we are an online internet show. So every now and then you will hear a curse word or two come out, but it's fine. We try to keep that in the wraps. But yeah, this is Fan View on the New Orleans Talk Network. We'll be back 6 o'clock next week as we continue discussion about the mini camp throughout the NFL. And hopefully we'll have a couple of more big contracts come out. And hopefully Eddie Lacy get that big contract before the season starts. I'm gone. All right, fellas, y'all good?
We good.
All right, baby. I say. Who say I say? You say I say?
Frankie say I say.
Mind your own damn business.
Nobody gives you better conversation about your quality of life. Let